Hi everyone, I'm Jim, and welcome to the review of The End So Far, the newest Slipknot album. It's the 7th one and the last to be released through Roadrunner Records. The producer for this one is Joe. He's a new guy, he didn't do any of the previous records. And we have a new member here, Michael, the percussionist. He's replacing Chris, who left the band in 2020 or 19, I don't even remember. It's sad to see Chris go, but that's life. So my history with this band starts in 2001. It was summer, before Iowa was released, and I've heard their debut album, the self-titled one. I think my sister had it, I would listen to it every day. It was on a cassette tape back then. It was so fun and full of energy. It was my childhood basically. And then Iowa came out and it was even better. What I remember about that album is the fact that they actually didn't want to give it to me because I was a small child and I would just break CDs. So they've kept Iowa on the highest shelf so I couldn't reach it. And my favorite part of my childhood was when one of my sister's friends gave me a CD, a burned CD, and it was basically a Slipknot compilation. I think he got the songs from Napster or something, and I actually still have that CD to this very day. I am not sure if it still works because I haven't listened to it in a while, but I remember what's on it. It's a compilation of songs from Iowa and the self-titled one, but not exactly. So there was a song called Give In by the band Seeded Crown on it, and for like 8 years I thought that was a Slipknot song. And then there was a song by the band VMAP. I don't remember the name of the track. It might be still on YouTube, called Slipknot Blackheart or something. There was even a Alien Ant Farm Smooth Criminal Michael Jackson cover on that CD. Why? Like, even I knew that the song wasn't Slipknot. So that's my entire childhood, listening to a weird CD that has songs from the first 2 Slipknot albums and one Alien Ant Farm song. Since that time I've been a massive fan of this band. I remember when Volume 3 came out. I wasn't so happy with it. Even as a child I felt the difference between Volume 3 and the previous 2 albums. I still enjoyed it, but not as much as the previous 2. And then All Hope Is Gone was released, and I've actually loved it more than Volume 3. Especially the heavy songs, like the All Hope Is Gone one, and the crazy songs like the G1, Gehenna, I don't know how you pronounce that one. Fast forward to 2010, Paul Gray dies, rest in peace. That was a very sad moment for all of the Slipknot fans. And later, Corey Taylor fired Joey Jordison. I think that was the nail in the coffin for this band, because the main songwriters for this band were always Paul Gray and Joey Jordison. Of course I know that Clown also wrote some of the songs, but it was mostly those 2 guys. That's why they had the first numbers, 1 and 2. So when the 5th album was released, I already knew that it would be way worse, and it actually was. I am not shitting on it or saying that it's an abomination that needs to be destroyed, but it was average. Later, We Are Not Your Kind was released. It was even worse, and now we're here. The end so far. You can read here that Clown stated that the band had been currently making God music, which is hilarious because a few days ago there was an interview with him and Jim Root that they hate this album, they don't even recognize it as a Slipknot record, that the pre-production was rushed and they don't feel like it's any kind of good. Do you remember how many times Corey Taylor said that the 5th album would be heavier than Iowa? Look at this shit. Corey Taylor described the record as a heavier version of Volume 3. Hey Corey, have you been listening to Volume 3? Like, at all? I'm not so sure. So I've spent the last 10 days listening to this album every day, patiently and in silence, focused, to create my own opinion about it. So let's start. The production is fine. It could have been better. I think like the previous albums were more clean and heavier in terms of production. but listening to it on the headphones is not a problem, it's just fine. The message is diverse, every song is about a different topic, it's mostly about depression, relationships, etc. The structure of the songs is basic, nothing fancy. Sometimes there's a little surprise when it comes to the structure, but overall, this is not technical death metal. It's a mix of new groove heavy metal stuff. The first song, Adderall, is probably the biggest experiment of this band so far. Not many people enjoy this song, and I agree with them, because it doesn't sound like this band at all. It reminded me of that movie Blues Brothers, for some reason, I don't know why, just the instruments. I hate the vocals here, but the instrumental work is actually very fun. As a fellow musician, I applaud them for this. They have big balls to start the record with such a polarizing song. It's like Cannibal Corpse would start their album with a Britney Spears influenced track. Imagine the hate in the comments. If the vocals were better, I would actually enjoy it, but because of Corey Taylor, of course, I cannot do it. 5 out of 10. The dying song, Time to Sing, wake me up inside. Oh, excuse me, I just thought it was time to sing. I'm sorry, I want to do it again, I promise. So, this one kinda sounds like a song from the 5th album, but the singing isn't that very good. It's okay, it doesn't get on my nerves. The instrumental work is fun. I like the guitar riffs here, especially the death metalish elements that remind me of Iowa. The rest of the track is okay. It's actually a good song. It could have been 10 out of 10 if it weren't for some of the vocals. It's so weird to me because Corey Taylor was my favorite singer like ever. His singing on the first 2 Slipknot records was beautiful. The first Stone Sour record as well, and something happened during Volume 3. I am not an expert when it comes to singing, but I just don't like it. Sometimes it's perfect, and sometimes it's just atrocious and I want to kill myself. But yeah, the only thing that drags this song down is the vocals. So 7 out of 10. The Chapel Town Rag, I have the same opinion. The instrumental work, nice. I like that we can hear DJ Starscream. I love the death metalish sounds here and there. The worst part about this song is the chorus, but I do like the screaming in some parts, because it reminds me of Iowa. It's very unhinged. Again, it's a nice song, could have been much more, wasted potential. 7 out of 10. I forgot to say what the songs were about, so the third one was about some murderer and the second one was about the culture of outrage or something. You know, people get mad on the internet. That's why I don't have Twitter. I had Twitter for like 2 years, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why I had cancer in April. Yen is a song about Corey's wife. He loves her. So basically, it's a song so he can fuck his wife. My friend told me that this song reminds him of Korn, but not the best Korn. Like a Korn B-side that the Korn would be ashamed to publish. I don't agree with that statement. This song isn't so bad, I just don't like some of the vocals, but I do like the chorus here. Singing in the chorus here is okay. My favorite part of this song is the bridge with DJ Starscream. I think he's doing more things on this record than on the previous 2 combined, and that's always good to hear. Write down in the comments, thank you DJ Starscream. The song is average, 5 out of 10. Hive Mind could have been the best Slipknot song since the 4th album, but of course it was destroyed by Corey Taylor. I love the instrumental work here. This is one of the most interesting things Slipknot has written for like 10 years. I enjoy how heavy it sounds. Basically the whole instrumental has that vibe of All Hope Is Gone. And then the chorus comes in. Fire, entertainment, whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck is this, man? The saddest part is that the melody underneath the vocals is actually really good, and I've heard it somewhere. So if you've heard the album already, check out that chorus in Hive Mind. Maybe you know from which song that whole melody is. I am not sure if it's from a Slipknot song, it might be a different band. but I've heard the exact same thing. This song could have been a legendary track, it's just great. The singing in the chorus just doesn't fit in. 8 out of 10. Warranty is another heavy song on the record, but sometimes heavy doesn't mean that it's good. That's the case here. This sounds like a B-side from All Hope Is Gone that Joy listened to and he was like, nah man. The song gets even worse when you read the lyrics. Basically Corey wrote a song for the fans to tell them to fuck off. You think you know Slipknot? You know nothing. Is this what you're here for? No, I'm actually not. Warranty is the worst song on this record. I rather listen to the first one. It's at least an interesting experiment, and here we have some D-class riffs, boring chorus. I am not entertained, Corey. I would give it 5 out of 10 if it weren't for those cringy lyrics. I am surprised that Rob Flynn from Machine Head didn't actually write those lyrics with you, because that's what it sounds like. And I actually love Machine Head and Rob Flynn, just some of his lyrics are funny at best. Like when I read the lyrics, I felt that the old memes are coming back, you know? Big Changus is back. And that's not all. Show me the way meme is back as well. This song is a dead meme. 4 out of 10. Never again, never again. Medicine for the Dead. This could have been the highlight for me, but again the chorus comes in and it fucking shits on the entire song. This chorus is the worst one on the entire record for me. The instrumental, yes. The vocals in the verses, yes. And then the chorus comes in and it's a fucking abomination. I don't even rate this song as a Slipknot song. I rate it as a simple song. This could have been written by Nickelback or Godsmack, whatever. I would still give it just 7 out of 10 because of that chorus. I cannot stand it, I have to skip it every time. And I am not even going to mention the fact that the main riff in this song was already done by someone, because I've heard this shit. It's a funny thing when you hear a song for the first time and you're like, you know what, I know this. What is this from? Acidic. It's supposedly influenced by the blues music. Corey loves this song, I don't share his enthusiasm for it. Not because of the instrumental, because I actually enjoy it. Again, a nice experiment, cool vibes all the way, just the vocals suck ass, again. But the biggest funny thing about this song is that tremolo riff you hear in the verses. Listen to it right now. Do you recognize it? It's the same tremolo riff from Slipknot Diluted from the first album. It's the exact same thing, just they're tuned differently. I find it hilarious that they've just copied their own song to create a shittier song with it. Diluted is a 11 out of 10 banger. What are you doing, dude? I wonder if anybody else recognized it, because it's funny. So yeah, 5 out of 10. Heirloom sounds like a Stone Sour song from that House of Gold Bones or some shit. I don't remember the title of that album. But this song sounds like a B-side from it. I actually enjoy the vocals here. The singing is good, but the instrumental is just okay. I am actually surprised that you've done a weaker instrumental than the vocals. Great job. The song is just decent. I like to replay it sometimes. 6 out of 10. I'm sorry that I forgot to tell you yet again what the songs are about. Medicine for the Dead was about depression. Acidic was a love letter to the blues genre. Heirloom, I think, was again about depression. And Hell is about people hating each other. That's all. Hell is actually a good song. I really enjoy the instrumental work here and the vocals, especially singing, but that chorus, one of you hates me, something like that, they scream it, everyone is screaming that thing. That's the weakest part for me. The riffs, the bass, the drums, everything is nice. I like the variety on this album. There are different beats on each song. Something that We Are Not Your Kind lacks. Because almost every song on We Are Not Your Kind sounded the same. Maybe I need to go back to We Are Not Your Kind, but I guess I am not their kind, so you're going to have to wait for that. Maybe in 2024 we're going to review We Are Not Your Kind. I cannot wait for it. Maybe I will get another cancer and die. Don't wish me that, please don't. This song, good stuff, 7 out of 10. Desat is another song about depression or maybe sex or something. It's about some dark shit. I am not emo, so I don't understand it. What I find hilarious in this track is the beginning, because again it's copied straight from the song Prosthetics, from the first record. Even the drumming patterns are the same. I don't know who wrote this song, but did he just listen to their first album and then The Cure Disintegration? I've listened to this song more times than the album. It has a great vibe, mostly because of the vocals, and I think there's a little bass solo here as well, or something like that, at the beginning. The bassist is doing more stuff than typically he does. Wow, 8 out of 10, great song. And the grand finale, the final song. I'm going to surprise you here, but I think it's the best song from the record. I love listening to it. I love the vocals, the instrumental work, especially the chorus. The chorus, the melody in it, it starts the song and it ends it, but it's also present in every chorus. That's the best part of this song. I love the choir, I love the instruments, I am just not too keen on the verses. That's why this song isn't 10 out of 10. But that chorus, man, so fun to listen to. I know it's the same, but I can't complain, cause I like it here. To-dum, to-dum. I am not sure if these are the exact lyrics. I might have fucked them up. It's still less embarrassing than saying in the press that you don't like your new album before its release. Like that would never happen, like ever. To sum it all up, the consistency is various and the flow is disrupted. Some of the songs are just not my cup of tea, especially Warranty. But like, fuck that song. I don't know why I have so much hatred for that song. It's just below average, but I am shitting on it. I'm sorry, Slipknot. Don't cry. Don't cry. And the blues track is just weird for me, because I always hear Diluted in that tremolo section. I'm like, what are you doing here? Replayability, yeah, it's a decent album. I especially love the last 3 songs. They're the best ones. And the Dying song, the Chapel Town, they're good. Medicine is good as well, but it feels like a wasted potential for most of the songs because of the singing. Some of the singing is godlike and the rest is not. But the screaming and growling is great as usual, and that unhinged screaming that Corey did on Iowa, it's present here in some songs, which I actually enjoy. Overall, it's just decent, it's nothing fancy. It's better than We Are Not Your Kind because it has variety. But that's just my opinion when I rate it as an album without comparing it to their previous work. So it's a decent album if it's your first contact with the band or you haven't been listening to them for the past 21 years or more. If you're a big fan of Slipknot, this is below average stuff for sure. I like to give the bands the chance to experiment and do some interesting stuff. Here, some of it worked, some did not. I treat these last 3 albums like fanfics, you know, like the new Disney Star Wars trilogy. You know, to me those movies never happened. At the end, Han Solo just wakes up and he says to Chewbacca, "Oh, I had a fucking nightmare, bro." That's my opinion on the last 3 Slipknot albums. It's a darker timeline without Joey and Paul. It doesn't feel right, but they will keep on going, forever. Because it gives them money. It was fun reviewing this album for you guys, especially because I've been listening to this band for my whole life basically. I also forgot to mention that the final song was about Slipknot loving to create music, that some of the fans don't like it, some do like, and they just don't give a fuck and they will do their thing. To quote Abed from Community, cool. That's all from me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share your opinions about this record. I'm sure most of the people will either completely love it or just shit on it without any mercy. Especially now when 2 musicians that took part in the recordings basically said that it's a shit album, it's not Slipknot. I wonder what Roadrunner thinks about this when the sales will drop. That's all. Check out my other reviews. Bye!